Just like my mama. She told me at 6 or 7, if I got to choose between you and this man, I'm going to choose him. And I left. I walked down the street, called my grandma, and who came to get me?
Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. It's so interesting that you never remember the things that you inflict on others, but you remember what they inflict on you. His memory, look at me, is that his mother chose a man over him. Mm-hmm. This is the mother that exposed him to abuse. Mm-hmm. This is the mother that left him off with his grandmother. This is the mother that did those things to him, who now thinks she has the right and the privilege to tell him how to deal with his sister. And your unhealed stuff about being abused, you gotta get that handled. You can't keep imposing that on everybody. I have only known this young man 24 hours, and there's no way in the world, just reading his space, that I know he's gonna allow a man to abuse a woman in his presence.
She doesn't think about me that way. She doesn't.
Well,
because I just saw him playing basketball and going on dates together.
So what? Mind your business. You say that you don't see the man that your son is.
Real quick, she's about to ask this young lady a very important question. If her son isn't necessarily a real man, her words, not mine, where is she getting her interpretation of what a real man actually looks like from? It's the same thing that a lot of you feel. You want a man to be a real man, but a lot of you have never seen a real man in person, so you can compare a real man versus a non-real man. You guys have no idea what you want because you have never seen the things that you say you want. Listen to what she says.
So I'm asking you, since this is not a demonstration of a man, you need to tell me what man you're using to measure him with. Which one?
My idea.
Which is your idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that the idea you trained him up to be?
No.
Oh. So how in the blazing bejesus are you holding him accountable to a standard that you didn't teach him, his father didn't give him, he don't even know what it is, and yet as his mother, you sit in his face and tell him you don't respect him as a man? Tell me how that works. Help me.
Like I said, it was events. It wasn't just...
I'm talking about one thing.
And it's also how he treats me.
Yeah, but I'm talking... Hello. So. You see, you are a provocative victim. You provoke stuff, and then when you start being held accountable for it, then you start twisting and turning and making the other person wrong. Look at me, Ma. Look at me. Look at me. You just sat here and told your son, who ain't got a needle in his arm, who I'm assuming pays his own rent. He's married to a registered nurse. He's got 3 baby boys. And you just sat here in his face and said, I don't respect him as a man. Mm-hmm. And you don't think to consider what that does to his heart, to his soul, to his spirit.
I'm sure that's hurtful.
And you okay with that?
And it's hurtful for the things that he says.
There you go. You're doing it. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. I'm holding you accountable, and you spinning. You're spinning your web. You're trying to get away. You're trying to get away. Tell me. Just here's the question. Just answer it. We'll get back to that other stuff later. Tell me.
Forgive me. I respect him. He's a wonderful man.
Do you understand that your mouth, your voice, your words are connected to the coils in his heart, to the valves in his heart? He can't help but love you. And every time you dishonor that love, you chip a piece of it. This is why in our culture as black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
If you want to discuss this particular video further, go in the comments right now and say, let's talk about this tonight on your YouTube show. Let's talk about this tonight on your YouTube show. Say that in the comments. And for those who don't know that I have a show on YouTube, go to Mr. Let Go on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. I have a show called Aaron After Dark. So if you want to discuss this further, say, let's talk about this tonight on your YouTube show. And if you're seeing this after Sunday, well, make sure to go to Mr. Let Go on YouTube and go watch the video I did about Iyanla Vanzant and mother issues. I'm making a whole playlist about mother issues.